In this video we're going to add or subtract tenths, hundredths and thousandths, or basically mixed numbers that have tenths, hundredths and thousandths in them. Okay, so here's example 1, 2 and 3. So we'll start with example 1, and I've got 4 and 45 thousandths plus 1 and 2 tenths. Now let me ask you, what do I need to multiply this by so that these denominators are the same? Because the first thing you got to do is get the common denominator, right? Times it by what? 10 times what gives 1,000? 10 times how many? Let's see. 10 times 100, right? Is 1,000? 10 $100 bills would be $1,000, right? And multiply the top by 100, right? So we've got 4 and 45 thousandths, and I guess we like to put them underneath each other at this point, right? Plus 1 and 2 times 100 is 200 thousandths. 10 times 100 is 1,000, okay? And I'll add the units. I get 5, I add the thousandths, I get 45, and 200 gives what? 245 thousandths, okay? Which is as a decimal. What's this as a decimal, by the way? It is 5 point thousandths. 2, 4, 5, right? What's this one as a decimal? 4 and 45 thousandths. It is 4 point what? Units, or sorry, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. I've got 45 thousandths. So I should put the 45 here, right? And a 0 here. So it's 4.045, right? What's 1 and 2 tenths as a decimal? One point, and tenths are here, so 1.2. So does that make sense that 1.2 and 4.045 would be 4 and 1 is 5, and then the 2 just sits in here, and there we go. So hopefully that'll be to visualize what decimals mean exactly. Okay, so how about this guy? 3 and 15 hundredths minus 2 and 35 thousandths. You've got to get a lowest common denominator first, right? So what do I multiply 100 by to get 1,000? 100 times what gives 1,000? 100 times 10, right? And the top multiplied by 10 as well. So I get 3 and 150 thousandths minus 2 and 35 thousandths. Okay, so go ahead and subtract. 3 minus 2 is 1. What's 150 minus 35? Let's see, 150, 35, subtract. 10 minus 5, so that's a 4. That becomes carry a 1 or borrow a 1. So 10 minus 5 is 5. 4 minus 3 is 1 and 1. 115, right? So 1 and 115 thousandths. Write this as a decimal. Now 1 point 115 thousandths, so it'll be just 115, won't it? Tenths, hundredths, thousandths, right? Now what is 3 and 15 hundredths as a decimal? It is 3 point hundredths. Tenths, hundredths, 15, right? What is 2 and 35 thousandths as a decimal? 2 point tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So if you get 35 thousandths, it's got to be 3, 5, and you put a 0 here, don't you? So 3.15, and we're going to subtract 2.035, and that'll be we could put a 0 here for the thousandth spot, right? So it'll be 150 minus 35 gives you the 115, doesn't it? See that? 150 minus 35, 115, and the 3 minus 2 is 1. Yep, so that's what we're going to do next anyway, in the next lesson. Okay, so how about this guy? Example 3, you got 2 1/10 plus 1 300ths plus 4 148,000ths. So the first thing we gotta do is get lowest common denominators all over the place. So, well, let's try and just, what are we gonna do for this and this? Make these common denominators. 100 times what gives 1,000? 100 times 10, isn't it? And what about the top? 10 as well, right? Yep. Okay, so we've got thousands there. I guess I could write that out. This is 30 thousandths, right? And okay, we'll just write this one out here. 4 148 thousandths. And how about this guy? How do I turn him into 1,000? On the bottom. Multiply it by 10 times what gives 1,000? 10 times 100, right? And the top as well, right? Right? So we've got 1 times 100, that's 100. 10 times 100 is 1,000. So 2 100,000ths plus this, plus this, plus this. And you know what? We could just, okay, they're all thousandths. Look, we could just add the units. 2 and 1 is 3, 3 and 4 is 7. And I've got 100. And I gotta add 30, and I gotta add 148, right? So 0, 0, 0, and 8, and this is 7, and then I got 2. So I got 7 and 2, 178 thousandths. Okay. Now let's write that as a decimal. 7 point what? 7.278, right? Because this is thousandths, so tenths, hundredths, thousandths. How about 2 and a... Now write this one as, these guys as decimals. Starting with 2 1/10. What's that as a decimal? 2.1, 1/10, right? And I'm going to add 1 300ths. How would you write that as a decimal? 1 300ths. So it's got to be 1 point something. Tenths, hundredths, right? 300ths, so it's going to be over here, and you got to have a 0 for the tenth spot, right? Does that make sense? All right. And how about 4 148 thousandths? That's got to be 4 point what? 4 point tenths, hundredths, thousandths. 8, 4, 1 thousandths, right? 4.148. Now, if I want to add this, this, and this, just to kind of see what just happened there, like, I could make them all have thousandths placeholders. So, like, I could put a 0 here if I want. So now I have thousandths as well, right? And then I could put 0 here for the hundredths, another 0 for thousandths. So basically, what I have is 100 thousandths. Oh, first of all, I hope you can see that you have 2, 1, and 4. 2, 1, and 4, they add to give the 7, okay? And then you have 100 thousandths and 30 thousandths, okay, and 148 thousandths. So 100 thousandths, 30 thousandths, and 148 thousandths, and they had to give 278 thousandths, don't they? And that is where the 278 comes from. So it's just, I think it's really good to see the connection between the decimals and the fractions that they represent, right?